Hey everyone, welcome to the Better Things studio. Welcome to my studio. I'm so glad to have you here. If it's your first time here, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you really like it. I'm Fumi, by the way, and I'm going to be taking you through a really cool tutorial today. I'm going to show you how to make a DIY two-piece out of a oversized t-shirt. This is such a cool addition to your cupboard, especially now that it's getting really hot, and it's really nice. Like, you know, you can wear it with a pair of sneakers or a pair of heels, depending on the occasion. And I think this is really cool. And as I said, I try to keep the process very approachable for everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that everyone can take part and do this. If you really want to try it out, just follow the steps, and you know, you can always ask me. Keep in touch on the socials. I'm always available to help anyone. And okay, well, not always with school, you know, but I am more than willing to help you when I can. And please don't be afraid. Hey, don't be afraid. Ask me and I will always be able to assist you. And yes, I will leave my details and my socials at the end of this video so that you can be able to keep in touch with me. But let me not talk too much. Let's get to it. Let's do it. To do this project, I used some pins and some thread and some needles. I also used a top that was very stretchy. It has to be very stretchy to work. And then I also used a bandeau top and a skirt that fit me well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the skirt because I feel like I need more space for the skirt than the bandeau. And I'm aligning the bottom of the skirt to the bottom of the top, and then what you see is me pinning down the skirt onto the top so that when I do start cutting, everything remains aligned and in place. What I find is if you don't pin it down, the back part and the top part don't match and it's just a mess. So just to keep it safe, use a pin, make it work. Then as you can see, I'm using a piece of white chalk to just draw the lines where I'm going to do some cutting. I do keep a distance apart just so that if there's any mistakes, it's not like the end of the world. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to use my bandeau to create a tracing or a template for the bandeau of this two-piece. I have a very small space left. I really suggest that you use an extra large shirt so that you have enough space and you're not forcing. But because I don't have that enough space, I'm going to just wing it. What you see is I trace the top, the shape of the top, and this makes it so that the top that I get out of this shirt is well fitting. I'm simply going to take my scissors and cut along the lines that I made. Didn't do what I did for the skirt for the bandeau, but I suggest that you pin down the top before you cut the shape, because you want the back and the front to be the exact same size without no shifting of your shirt. This is where the tricky part comes, and most of the polishing is going to happen. Because I used a top that wasn't stretchy enough, I had to go back and kind of polish and kind of sew over the seams. As you can see, I'm making a very short and like a very small fold over the edges of this top. This is so that when I have my top on, it looks neat. The nice thing about using fabric that is very stretchy is that if you use a blunt scissors and you just cut along your lines, it's more likely that you'll have to skip this step instead of having to do it. I don't like doing this because I feel like it's a tedious job, especially by hand. But you can also just do what I'm doing with fabric glue. The only problem with fabric glue is that, you know, you have to do some touch-ups once in a while. It's not as secure as once you've sewn it. Down the edges, I'm just gonna go ahead and use an invisible stitch so that my top looks very neat when I'm wearing it. If you don't know what an invisible stitch is, I have previous videos showing you exactly how to do it. You should check it out. I'm gonna do the exact same thing with the top of our skirt so that it's neat. We don't have to do it for the bottom of the skirt because we traced it exactly at the bottom of the t-shirt. I then used a running stitch just to sew down the sides of our skirt. I really do suggest that you guys just use fabric glue for this, and then like a very lazy running stitch. But if you are going to just stitch this down, I suggest that you make your stitch, the distance of each stitch very short, because if it's too long, then I feel like it does this weird thing where it exposes your sides, which I learned later in life. Just a word of advice from me, as I said earlier, I suggest that you use a top that is very stretchy and a top that is also quite big so that you have enough space to play with. I also think you should use a bandeau and a skirt that fits you very well, just so that there are no problems with the duplicated and traced out bandeau and skirt. This will make it easier and make sure that it actually fits. Besides that, guys, that's me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like it, and keep in touch on the socials. Bye. Fire.